In the 1920s, Europe is recovering badly from the tragedy of the First World War, and democracies are weakened. The economic and social crises will bring out dictators, as in Italy, Benito Mussolini. Although on the victorious side in World War I, Italy had felt cheated of the due and just spoils in the peace. Mussolini created fascism in 1919 to fight communism and came to power in 1922. Mussolini created a regime based on violence and nationalism, and quickly had abolished democracy. At the beginning of the 30s, Italy was a weak country without the inherent strength, the wealth, resources, and the industry to back up proud words. The unemployment was a real disaster. The success of fascism is due to the small industrialists of the North who suffer strikes in their factories, and landowners of the South who fear the collectivization of the grounds. They rely on Mussolini's brown shirts to restore order and discipline. After the King Victor Emmanuel III entrusts him the power, Mussolini applies his dictatorial program and gradually dreams of giving Italy a colonial empire. The megalomania of the dictator will naturally go to Africa to do as its neighbors, French, English, or Belgian, and in 1935, Italy invaded the African country of Abyssinia, modern-day Ethiopia, the only African state until then, independent of feudal monarchy ruled by the god-king Haile Selassie. An opportunity of Mussolini to take revenge. The two countries had fought in the 19th century when Italy had been defeated by an African army. Abyssinia had plans of imperial expansion of its own, conflicting with Italian interests spreading from Somalia. At the beginning of 1935, Italy clearly prepared the country of an invasion of Abyssinia. More than 600 planes and 400,000 men were sent to East Africa. Haile Selassie is aware that his army and his country are too weak to resist such an invasion. No modern weaponry, few means of communication, and not enough food. On the 3rd of October 1935, the Italian army penetrated the Abyssinian territory and began the last colonial war in Africa. The fightings were unequal and deadly. In Italy, Mussolini, puffed up with pride, thinks he is a great military leader, and the European states do not react much. However, since 1923, Abyssinia was a member of the League. Selassie made a dignified appeal for help. The League debated action and imposed limited economic sanctions, but stopped short of the one sanction, which even in the 1930s was the most damaging, cutting of oil supplies to Italy. Before any further action could be taken, the League was presented with the fait accompli of an Italian victory. Mussolini proclaimed the Italian king the new emperor of Abyssinia. The war finished in 1936 with 500,000 deaths. Italy leaves League of Nations and begins a diabolical rapprochement with Nazi Germany.